Candidates for City Council and Mayor in Gordon had a chance to sound off to voters at a forum Monday night. Justin McDuffie tells us one person many wanted to hear from, however, was a no-show.
Dozens filled the City Hall Annex in Gordon to hear from possible future leaders. Conrad Etheridge was one of them.
You heard some of the candidates saying they had some ideas of where they can make things go better.
Candidates fielded questions from voters about a variety of topics, from the water system to the budget.
The city has overspent the budget by approximately 30% each year, 4 years consecutively, without addressing the issues of revenue or expenditures. Some of it may be that managing the budget is difficult. The mayor is, by charter, responsible for the budget and managing the budget.
That's Kenneth Turner. He's running against the current mayor, Mary Ann Whippaloo. One of his top priorities is bringing the community back together.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
He says that's changed since the last election in 2013. He attributes that to Whippaloo's tenure as mayor. She chose not to attend Monday night's forum.
The city is not in a good shape financially, not in a good shape from a morale standpoint and from other issues, and I just wonder if she's just afraid to address those issues.
This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhines. I'm down on the streets of Macon, Georgia, and I thought that I would do a short interview here with the Honorable Mayor Mary Ann Whippaloo. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, and yourself?
Great. Mayor, you don't mind if I ask you a few questions, do you?
Not at all.
Okay, what I would like to start out with asking you to get started is how do you see the city of the city of Gordon right now? How do you view the city of Gordon?
The city right now is in a ball of confusion due to the fact simply that the people, some of the people that are preventing and causing and creating chaos simply because I requested forensic audit be done to simply let the folks and all of us know where the money is.
So you are saying that when they talk about the fact that you took some keys, the fact that you are violating the Open Records Act, the fact that you removed Attorney Boone from office, the fact that you are a bad person, the fact that you don't have the best interests of the people of Gordon at hand and in your administration, you are saying that it's all centered around the audit. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, considering that, it seems as if, though, there is a vote by Councilman Edith as well as Denzel, and we don't, and as well as Smallwood, and we don't want to point fingers, but we do believe that the record will bear this out, that have been an impediment to the forward movement of Bill Baskett going forward with his investigation or audit. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's so true.
Okay. Now, once, and I'm not from Gordon, but when I look at that, what will you say to the people of Gordon? In other words, what can they do to maybe get these impediments removed so the audit can go forward, so the books can be cleared? What do you think just may resolve that?
Well, truly, first of all, I think in order to move forward, you have to get involved. The constituents or citizens of Gordon need to be proactive. They should want to know what's in the coffer, how much money has been spent, how much is yet still on hand, so that we could have an accurate account of where we are. Come out and hold us accountable as your elected officials. I've been elected as mayor, and we've elected two female council members. Come out and see for yourself as to what the issues and subjects are about, and therefore you will get it straight from the heart, straight from the council meeting, and not the local newspaper that's being biased.
When you say bias, what do you mean bias? When you say bias, would you say that the newspapers are biased when they say that you threaten someone, or when they say that former attorney Joseph Boone is still the mayor, the attorney, when in actuality the judge possibly never said that? If the judge never said that, why would the paper say something different from what the judge?
And the problem we've been having for years is not accountability. Is that so many of us are asked to sign a check by the clerk, and when you sign the check, everything is blocked but when you're supposed to sign it. Yeah, there are days I don't have to that I don't have the best days. When I'm not having a good day, I don't even dress up. I stay around the house. The chief did bring those payroll checks out there. I got no problem signing payroll checks. I said, the only thing is, if you bring my hand, I sign it. Bring me a check off list. Don't just bring a bunch of checks and say sign these. I want to check the list to see who's getting what. A lot of times people come down and sign a check. And the problem we've been having for years is not accountability. Is that so many of us are asked to sign a check by the clerk, and when you sign the check, everything is blocked but when you're supposed to sign it. And we don't do that. But the initial check, we did not tell the amount. You just see where you put your name. I won't go into that.
What is your understanding? You're asking yourself, and that's what you said. And Mr. Smallwood, what did you think it was?
What Terry said.
Well, that's the case, then, but that's not the way I understood it. So
you didn't ask the right.
What Terry said.
And Mr. Smallwood, what did you think it was?
What Terry said.
Well, that's the case, then, but that's not the way I understood it. So
you didn't ask the right people. There you go again. If you had asked the right people rather than be selective in who you talked to, you might have got the right answer. There you go again. If you had asked the right people rather than be selective in who you talked to, you might have got the right answer.
Well, he hadn't asked me anything. So I'm just hearing this for the first time. And that's true. And I was told that it was...
this this is something that was brought up to my attention after I'm kind of pushed out of this place to research this, and with what was told me. So I did what I did based on what I was advised to do. Okay.
And you think that is a fair assessment of doing forensic stuff? Picking up on just something like this?
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
Don't hit me again, Miss Linda. Don't hit me again. Nasty self.
This is Mr. George Ryan. Go ahead, Mr. Ryan.
I'm actually going to let me know when I have 2 minutes. First of all, I want to say that for the majority of the night, first of all, my name is George Dawson. I am the Ghetto Free Person. And for the larger part of the night, I've been filmed by an individual in here. For what purposes, I have no idea, but I want everybody to understand something. I'm very controversial. I've been doing this since '75. Eric holds the Department of Justice. This will be on YouTube probably as well. Justice Department out of Atlanta and other agencies are aware of what I do. They're familiar with the threats on my life. And so if this individual's pictures show up some places, it will be cause of what I didn't do, but what others who are concerned about George lost the right. I'm throwing that out. That was not a part of what I'm going to say tonight, but I'm throwing that out. Okay. First of all, I'm standing here because I was called to Quitman, Georgia, because of the newly elected black mayor there, James Charles Brown III, who wanted an office, and when he was inaugurated as the first black mayor, no one came from the council. I was then called to Meigs, Georgia. I was then called to Lumpkin, Georgia, wherein a sitting council member, Debbie Stone, called the sitting mayor, Charles GIBSON, a nigger. That is being investigated as we speak. Then I was called to Dawson, Georgia, with Chris Wright, a newly elected black mayor who was shot 6 times, left in his yard for dead. I was then called to Davisboro, Georgia. I was then called to Warrington, Georgia. I was then called to Gordon, Georgia. And I have been called to 11 cities. This is not a game for me. You can record me all you want. You can call me nigger many times as you like. Just like I was called nigger twice coming from Morris Bank on February 6, 2015. That stuff don't deter me. I put 21 years in the United States Armed Forces. This is my DD Form 214, my retirement paper, and one of the many commendation medals that I've gotten while in the United States Armed Forces. The reason I'm sticking around in Gordon for so long is because I've been passing this information on. Because I do not believe that any mother or grandmother should have to go through certain things simply because possibly the color of their skin. I don't believe that. It is obvious of that throughout my 5,000 videos on YouTube, 700,000 views across the nation. When I was called a nigger, that's the only reason I'm standing before you today. I don't have a problem. You can't offend me by calling me a nigger. My grandmother told me about that many years ago. My grand uncle fought in wars, told me as a child how he fought the enemy, couldn't use the bathroom in the United States of America, couldn't do some of the other things that are supposed to be guaranteed by the Constitution. When you look at my record, you will see stellar clean in the military, stellar clean in Valdosta, stellar clean everywhere that I've been. The people who try to intimidate me in this city, it won't work. It will not work. I'm committed to the same principles that I served in this United States Armed Forces. I took pride in serving my country. San Antonio, Texas, security headquarters, inside the fence. The generals and the colonels, this is going to be on YouTube as well. That's where I work. And I work with pride. And I love this country until this day. And people who know me, the professors at VSU, at Valdosta State College, they know me. Black and white. They know who I am. My reputation speaks for itself. I'm going to continue to do what I do. Linda Harris, over in Meigs, Georgia, is worse than what's happening here. And as I close, I hope somebody keep it time because I don't want to go over. But let me say this in closing. It saddens me to see all these communities. The people are crying out for help and for some type of easement from what they're going through in these 11 cities. The Secretary of State, Brian P. Kemp, Georgia Attorney General Sam Olens, the Governor of the State of Georgia, Eric Holder, Department of Justice, All Civil Rights Division, Women Rights Organization, AFL-CIO, and others. They are watching what's going on. It's not just Gordon. To the people of Gordon, please don't think that it's just Gordon. Please don't think that. And for the white people who think black folks hate you, we don't hate you. And if we do, we shouldn't. Why? Because white folks fought for us, black folk, before we knew what the fight was all about. I know that. I study history.
Now, right.
So I'm going to take my seat. Seems like nobody tell me about the time. I think about 3 minutes about it. But no, wait. Let me say this. If anybody think that I tried to belittle them or down them, let me know, and I will apologize. There is no hatred in me. What I love is God's people. And what I love is for this nation to go up and not regress. That's what I want to see. So, Mayor and Council, I want to say this to you as I close for sure. When I was called a nigger, twice, I'm not calling no names. I'm not going to use the video that I turned around. I'm not going to do that. Why am I not going to do that? Because that's not what it's about. What it's about is building a better city. Whether it's Meigs, Dawson, Quitman, Madison, G.B.R, that's what it's about. When I was in the military, they didn't tell me nothing about no black and no white, no Democrat, no Republican. They told me to do what I need. I served during the Vietnam era. They didn't need all that. Yes, sir. Y'all having a question for me? Yes, sir.
Mr. Ryan?
Yes.
I have a question.
Please do. Yes, all questions.
Do you now live in Gordon?
No, I do not live in Gordon.
And so you're not a citizen of Gordon?
No, I'm not a citizen here of the city of Gordon. And, well, no. Yes, of course, she deserves an answer. And the answer is, no, I do not. I enrolled in the military in 1971. I didn't serve Gordon. I didn't serve Thomasville, Valdosta, Atlanta, none of them. Or neither of Puerto Rico or our outlying territories. I serve for everybody. And that's why I serve everybody. So when I'm called to these communities, I go because I care. That's why I go. Nobody give me no gas for coming up here for the most part. I do it because I love people. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So my question is, you're under the citizens talking time, and are you appearing as a citizen of Gordon or as a journalist, or how are you appearing here? If you're appearing as a journalist, why does the mayor stop me from speaking?
Madam, I go to a lot of cities I'm very familiar with the laws of addressing city council. I have no idea, but I will say this. If the mayor stopped you from doing what I'm doing tonight as a journalist to get to Free Press under the name of George Boston Rhymes, if she stopped you after you put in the request to speak as I put in the request, she is wrong in my opinion. If you put in a request tonight, I think that you have a right to be doing the same thing that I'm doing, and I wish you would have. Now that's just the way I see it. Jesus said, what I say unto one, I say unto all. And so if you can't do it unto all of us, don't do it unto any of us.
That's right.
Yes, yes.
You said that you don't try to belittle anybody or make them feel bad. When you hold the newspaper up that I publish and make criticisms about that newspaper, that's offensive to me because you're not going off fact. You're only going off opinion and your emotional feelings. And that's offensive to me.
Madam, I got you. She deserves an answer.
Listen, I'm not saying that, but
The
go ahead and
newspaper's
address
trash.
this.
Mike,
Go
this
ahead,
lady's talking
excuse me.
out over here. This lady just called the newspaper trash, and she's talking out of turn.
Excuse me, ladies, right now. You will address that and we will end this. Okay, please, thank you.
Editor Judy, baby, I will say this to you. If what I spoke was an error, or if I spoke that offended you, from my heart, I'm sorry. But from my observation, from what I know to be untruth, just like today's paper, I can sit with you, if you would like at any time, with the camera rolling. And let's dialogue the apples and oranges, and let's find out. Somewhere I read, come let us reason together. And that's what is happening in this world today. People are not willing to sit down and reason. It ain't about argument, because if people looking for somebody to argue with George Boston Ryan, I'm sorry, you got the wrong one. I don't argue.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, Miss Bailey.
I'm speaking.
No, I said after he speaks, that would be the end.
Why you didn't
Have it,
cut him
please
off?
have a
He went
seat.
over his 3 minutes.
We are moving further along because you kept asking questions. That's from the mayor. All right, let's have a seat.
That's the end of that. So now, moving further along, you and him will have to get together. Y'all can answer all the
I don't
questions
have
you want.
anything else to say to him except listen to him.
All right, thank you. All right, moving further along.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
I want to address Matt, and I say one more thing. I want to address the fact, and I'm not ashamed to address the gap actually for this, so we can get it. On my personal level, I don't trust it. That's me. I'm speaking for me. Because when I get a lawsuit for this city and my name in there, and Mr. Boone said I talked to him, blah, 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 and he only presented one side, I got a side too. Now, I know what transpired with some conversations we had. I'm speaking on my side. I cannot work with people I don't trust. In 19 years, I have never called to ask any legal advice from Mr. Boone. Now we get these calls, get legal advice. Everything we say to get the information to move the city forward, it's thrown against us. It's open meeting violation. You shouldn't have done this. You harassed her. I have not harassed anybody that's not my name. And I don't appreciate reading in a lawsuit, you harass somebody. Why not get my side before you do the lawsuit? You're an attorney that represents the city, not half of it. And I don't appreciate that. That's my standard, that I cannot work with people that I cannot trust.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Streets, Councilwoman.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
And the problem we've been having for years, is not accountability, is that so many of us are asked to sign a check by the clerk, and when you sign the check, everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign it. And the problem we've been having for years, is not accountability, is that so many of us are asked to sign a check by the clerk, and when you sign the check, everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign it.
Roger B. Tawney, a Southerner, reads a decision that says that Dred Scott, as a black person, and black people generally, had never been, were not then, could never be citizens of the United States, and as such have no rights which white men are bound to respect.
I'm just trying to get clarity. I don't need it from the audience, Ms. Bailey. As a
That's not what he
journalist.
said. He said to
I'm
recognize them.
Excuse me.
Look, I sat here and been quiet, graded in public, at the mayor's approval. I don't have to leave the meeting. If you didn't, you'll have to arrest me. Get pictures. Take a picture. Please. Come on, take it to jail, book me. Right now. We'll bond you.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
Right, this is the sunshine law. What it says, every motion has to be listed as a motion, and the person who makes the motion and second the motion. These are not on here. Please.
I have it right here. And I
Please read what it says about official minutes. I make a motion that we turn down these minutes because they are not official. That is my motion.
I know what disorderly is, and I want to tell you that. And this is not disorderly. If you got to do something to me, then you just have to do it to me. That's all I got to say.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
I know what disorderly is, and I want to tell you that. And this is not disorderly. If you got to do something to me, then you just have to do it to me. That's all I got to say.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that. It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
You all had opportunity
They're
to
not
look at
legal
it.
minutes. Could we ask Mr. Green, the attorney?
No, we're not opening for discussion.
I make a motion that we turn down these minutes because they are not official. That is my motion.
We will not have anyone speaking out. Chief, not from the audience. We are the one that's conducting business, not the audience. So if you either do your job or you let
I know what disorderly is, and I want to tell you that. And this is not disorderly. If you got to do something to me, then you just have to do it to me. That's all I got to say. I appreciate it, but hush.
Council, what we will do is that we will need to go. Can I get a recommendation that we just adjourn?
I offer a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Motion has been made to adjourn. Do I have a second? Sergeant Williams, will you please come up to the front? And have your seat right there. Thank you. Council, since you all heard the motion has been made, do I have a second?
Not second. To adjourn? No. That motion, no. My motion was first, so it has to be addressed first.
We've heard that the summary of the minutes are up for, have a vote to accept them as they are written.
Turn them down. My motion was to turn these down. They're not legal. And Mr. Smallwood seconded the motion that I made.
I didn't hear you. Did you make a motion to accept what he said? Not to accept the minute, the summary? We will now take it to a vote.
Aye.
No. We don't have 4 votes.
So you can't adopt or do anything, you just have to move on.
We can move on.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
Excuse me, this is the Ghetto Free Press. What's your name?
My name is April Smith.
April, could you tell me how long you lived in this city?
I've lived here over 40 years.
Almost 40 years, okay. I was talking to you, and I want to highlight, you asked some very pertinent questions. What were you saying about what do you think of the mayor first of all, and then go into any other thing you just want to share with the people for a better understanding of what this city is going through and what it's all about.
Actually, the mayor, she's a wonderful person. As a person. I've known her, and for her to actually step up and want to get the betterment for Gordon, I really applaud her for that. But as she has taken office, she has not been able to even move any kind of step forward because she's being put down. Everything that she tried to go in and establish, you know, to do the betterment of Gordon, she's being shut down. And I've actually attended the council meetings, not since she's been mayor, but actually I've attended the meetings prior to her even becoming mayor. A lot of things that she is actually going through, I've never seen it in the other prior city council meetings. A lot of things that they're bringing against her, I've never seen this happen. And it really behooves me, you know, to actually see she's going through this. And as the council meeting that we had last night, a lot of things have been coming out. And as far as who's on the signatures, as far as being for the bank and everything. So last night, one particular thing that stood out to me that I just couldn't come to wits with it. I couldn't understand it, rather. And if you're not on the financial document, how would you know what's being transpired and what's not being transpired? And the person that's actually supposed to be on the financial documents, they don't even know what's going on. So it's some kind of contradictory there that I just don't understand.
Well, you say that, so there are some people who know more about the finances than the people who should know?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Some of the councilmen that's on the council board, they're speaking out as to what's on the financial report, rather than the person that's actually signed on the document. They don't even know anything about it. So that's contradictory to me. Something is going on, and it's not right.
Okay, thank you very much. Anything else you want to say, or that's about it?
That'll be it.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press, doing what we do because somebody got to do it. Bye-bye, we're gone. Greetings, this is the Ghetto Free Press. I just interviewed the mayor and some more citizens, but after listening to the husband of the mayor, I thought that I would ask him a few questions here before I get ready to leave the city. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Basil.
Basil, all right. And you speak a little different dialect. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Jamaica.
Jamaica, all right, already from Jamaica. What I want you to tell us, I'm sure that you are familiar with the problem that your wife is having. What do you think may be the overall problem? Do they respect the ballot and the voters of Gordon, Georgia?
Well, I will say this. When I came to this country, I was told that the vote was one of the most important things a citizen could have. But I find here is that there is an agenda that certain people have, and when they go to the vote, go to the ballot, go to the election, and vote for somebody, it doesn't really make any difference, because they have an agenda to find some one way or the next. If they have somebody to be elected, they find a way to have him deemed to be the elected candidate. Now, I bring your attention to the fact that my wife, Mary Lou, was not the first black to be elected as mayor of the city of Gordon. You had another man in 1994. He was elected, and they stole it. They stole it, and if you go back to the to the records, you'll find that the reason why he was not
elected or put in office,
he was not sworn in as a mayor, is because the time has run out for him to make to contest results. But basically, he won, and I think the reason why he really did, the truth is he was threatened. Well, this mayor has found it necessary not to take the easy way out. Stand up and be counted. And because she was elected as a mayor, she should be really given the privileges of a mayor. And she should not be used and abused by the power structure of this city and told what she can do and told what she can't do, and bring out ungodly charges that is not really no foundation, whatever. How can somebody be found guilty of equal opportunity employment default, and he's the one bringing charge against the city right now?
What about the news media? I was called to Gordon, Georgia, because they say that whatever is published in the newspaper and television is one-sided, but that the mayor's side is never published. And we having the same thing in other areas of the state of Georgia. What do you think about that, or what's the status on that?
Well, let me say this. We may think that what is happening in Gordon is isolated to Gordon only. But if you look at right across the state of Georgia, it is repeated time and time and time again. And in some cases, it has even resorted to violence. There was one mayor that was shot 4 times.
Six times. I interviewed him the other week.
Oh, and they left him for dead.
Yes, sir.
And God says, he,
got work unfinished.
Yes, your job is not finished here yet. Right. So another one was not permitted to enter the city hall.
Right.
And these many people are abused. They are treated so unfairly that I wonder, where is the law and order of this country?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, that's a very good point. I want to ask you this question here. Don't you think, just consider, not to consider maybe Quitman, Meigs, Dawson, or Warren County, or another county, Davisboro. After considering all these problems in these cities that dealing with black mayors, why do you think the Governor Nathan Deal, or Attorney Sam Olson, or the Secretary of State, it seems to me that they ought to come in here and see what's wrong. I mean, right now, the eyes of the United States and the eyes of the world is focused on Georgia, and yet the Georgia General Assembly, they're not saying anything about all of it. What do you think about that?
Well, bear in mind, my friend, that in 1964, we had the same thing happening here.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And that's why we had the march on Washington.
Yes.
Because nobody wanted to come to the towns or the cities to see how people were living. And that's why we had that march on Washington. And that was, the whole world saw it. So it does appear as if we will have to do something like that this time to bring some attention to our city and to our community, to make sure that we have not moved, we have not improved since 1964. 50 years later, we are still experiencing the same things as our forefathers experienced.
Are you a citizen of this country now?
Yes, I am.
So, do you register to vote?
Yes, I am.
Why weren't you at the meeting last night?
I was in, no, The people told me that I should stay away, bottom line.
Okay. That's good enough. But the bottom line is that I want to say to you, from what some of the other citizens told me last night, you do have a right to be there, in my opinion.
Yes.
And I think you should be there. The mayor is going to do what she should do, what she wants to do, but you are her right arm man. But anyway, that's so much for that. What I would like for you to do now, so would you not say that what you've seen here in the United States, would you agree with me that it don't look good on our form of government as you close out?
Well, I would say that our government is not really in control. And I don't know if people will agree with me or not, but it seems like the lobbyists, the big money,
yes, sir,
they're the one that is pulling calling shots.
Okay.
And it's time for us to wake up and find people who is willing to stand up and be counted. People are thinking of they may get killed or so forth, but the point is we are only here for a short time.
Absolutely.
And the Lord says, your whole duty of man is to fear God and keep His commandments. And that's all I do. Fear God and keep His commandments.
Thank you so much.
What can man do to me?
Amen. Thank you so much, my beautiful brother. I've seen you involved. You've been to Macon. I think you came to Brooks County with the Quitman 10+2. You know about them. Yes. And your wife has been there. I want to tell you that it seems to me that it takes people from outside the community often to come in and bring about change. And I think that you and your wife will make some great strides here in the city of Gordon. Thank you very much. And thanks for the interview. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press, and this is George Bossler. I'm doing what we do because it must be done. Look, ignorance will destroy us, but information can save us. And I am concerned about saving us. And when I say us, I mean this republic, black, white, Jew, Gentile, Protestant, Catholic, and you. Bye-bye. We go.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
Let me talk about another city I was called to. And this probably is the most unfair city out of all of them that I've mentioned so far, and I haven't finished yet. A little town east of Macon, about 23 miles out of Macon, Gordon, Georgia. Mary Ann Whippleloo, female type. First female mayor of that little town. First female black mayor, and of course the first black mayor period of that city in the history of Gordon. She too, like all the other mayors and situations, she have had to fight her own attorney, Joseph Boone, without providing her adequate representation, I'm told by her and others. She had to fight her own mayor pro tem, just like James Charles Brown III in Quitman, Georgia, just like Mayor Linda Harris in Meigs, Georgia, just like the rest of them. extensive come up at a council meeting. I have attended all of them because I'm from out of town. But I was called here, and this is what I do. But I have a question for you all. Do you find it strange that a city the size of Valdosta, a metro city with over 50,000 people, do not have 19 banking accounts? I don't know how many people live in Gordon. I'm just guessing. I guess 20,000. 2,000.
Not even close.
But anyway, they have 19 banking accounts. How could that be? And what's going on with this? Anybody have any idea why we need 19?
I respond to that.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The reason why Gordon has all these different accounts because, you know, you got criminals that working in the judicial system.
That's right.
And no matter how high official that you may be or whatever's going on, the audit was what really started the problem in the city of Gordon. Gordon has been going through changes for I don't know how many years, but the growth of Gordon has never changed. Everything is still the same. Nobody, former mayors, nobody ever did anything for the city of Gordon. But Gordon taxpayer pays all of this money. They're getting all kind of millions of dollars from the businesses that's here. Where is it going?
Where is it going?
Where is it going? I tell you where it's going. It's going in greedy people's pockets.
That's right.
And I'm not gonna call it spade. I'm gonna call it an ace. And that's what's happening in Gordon. But we got a mayor that's not afraid of what's going on, and she's not afraid of what may come on her. But the simple fact is, Gordon needs to change. And a lot of people don't want to make that change. But I was born and raised here in Gordon, and I've seen Gordon I've been away for 38 years and came back to live in Gordon. And do you know ain't nothing changed in 38 years? Ain't no growth, no nothing have happened in that. I never known a city to never come up into the 2014. We still back into the 60s when I was came down and living as a child. It's time for us to do something about it. And our mayor is the one that do it. And she can do it if they just stick together. And I would like everybody know, including the concerned citizens, that we want to work with them too. We have to live together as a family. And no matter what you may feel about blacks, we are here and we ain't going anywhere. So let's live together as a people. Or if you want to separate, but don't stop the growth that Gordon is able to do. And our mayor can do that.
That's right. Time for a change.
As you can see, the people are saying that it is time for a change. Peace.
You heard it. People are intelligent. You're making things out of hand.
No, I'm not. I'm just thinking. You made a statement.
Go around and ask how many black friends I got. I'm not promoted people and everything.
Thank you.
Excuse me, what's your question? And one or two or three black council members also join with people who don't want Gordon to move forward. So you have black people against the mayor as well. Now, I was asked to come into that town, but I want you to know something. I am told, and you can see all this on Gordon Mayor Ann Whippaloo playlist. And by the way, what I said about Sheriff Christopher Stevenson, Google Telfair County Sheriff voting rights. That's Telfair County Christopher Wright Sheriff. All the videos will come up, including the meeting with the Secretary of State, his investigators, and the board. Look, the mayor, Mayor Whippaloo, all she did was ask for a forensic audit. She wanted to account for the taxpayers' dollars. And according to many people in the community, such as Pam Reeves, Elijah Simmons, Ernest Whipple, and others, they say it all started after she started asking about the money. Why is it always when black folks started asking about the money, that white folks go crazy. She asked about the money. So when she asked about the money, they came after her. They wanted to attack her. They wanted her out of office.
And to say to that, prior to this, I think the constituents, not exactly, need to know that prior to 2014 just didn't bring on all the lawsuits for you all's information. Prior to this, that was years in advance that these lawsuits was already out there fine. So they just waited until Mayor Lou got in place, decide within 3 weeks into office that they decided. So that sounds like something already prematurely planned and plotted. But I say that to say that where some won't, somebody else will. And we'll go in and get some insurance.
You can get it, but it's so high you can't afford it.
Well, we've got this remember that $3.5 million in 2013 we were told over at BASF that was on hand. We had that, the city was in good standing, we had it on account, $3.5 million. Do y'all remember that? Those of y'all that attended that BASF Christmas, whatever. Well, since I got it in hand, y'all know, the city's been hollering that we broke. Where's the money? We haven't spent any money. Council, have you all? We've just gone to training. But where's all this money going? I mean, we spent 20,000+ at one time. Of course, that was time accrued, and council voted to go ahead and pay that particular instance off. So that's been the only big bill that I know. We'll deal with that when it gets here. We're talking about previously. So I haven't spent any except for going to training. And then it was stated then that this is what we were elected to do, get trained, train the trainer. But anyway, council is in you all's hands.
Well, about the training, you're over $4,000 in your budget. You're supposed to stick within your budget.
We can always amend it, but
Chair, you went over without amending. I was just talking to you.
no, I'm just saying, for all the training that's in place, because you all, this is for the benefit of you all. I don't see why GMA would send all this information down to us if they didn't anticipate us. We need to know. We're the new, for you all, that's not to discredit you all, but you all have been 30, I think 30+ years to our 2, not even 2.5. That's not fair to us. And we're having to suffer all because.
Ms. Mayor, you said it was for new.
What now?
You said it was for new people. Why wasn't I involved? I've been doing it for long here.
Why were you involved with
You didn't send me a notice about this meeting or training?
It came on your email. You got it.
I don't have it. I mean, all she had to do is print one off, put it in my mail.
I don't print it off. The clerks, the
No,
office.
ma'am, you did that.
No, this is what I'm saying. The clerk, the information that
I mean, I know I don't want to go to it. You just get up here on this council and use common sense. You don't need to go to all in dark meetings.
I do.
That's a lot of money.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Each one of us got our own notification.
Oh, I ain't worried about the notification, Rick. I'm talking about
I'm just telling you.
common sense. You know, you ain't got to go out here to Savannah, Atlanta, Dawson, everywhere to get trained.
Mighty strange you went.
Common sense.
Wait a minute.
That's all it takes is just common sense.
Everything we ask, everything, most of it I have asked, or whatever, we have not been told. We did not.
You think somebody's just gonna walk up to you and tell you something?
Well, see, you just said, what? You just said that she didn't tell you.
She didn't tell me about
So you just said,
she didn't tell me about the.
so that's what I'm saying, George.
No.
We was not told some things.
I mean,
So we
these
came
attorneys
in
don't
here
walk
and
up
we
here
got.
and tell you what's legal and what's not unless you ask them.
But we came in here and we asked for a budget. Well, I'm gonna tell you anyway.
I don't want to hear it.
We came in and we asked for about the budget. Nobody knew how to do the budget. Everybody sit here.
I could have done the budget.
Okay. Well,
I could have.
Okay. Everybody.
To me, the mayor to do it over the years. I've been there for 22 years. I held the budget.
Okay. Did you volunteer to do it? You was here. You was at every meeting.
I was in the meeting, but I
But
wasn't.
okay. So.
You think I was gonna help her the way she talked to me? I mean, she treated me like I was a redheaded stepchild or something.
Was she talking to you like that? That's why you was sitting out there?
Yes, if I ever try to say anything. Of course, that's behind me now. I ain't worried about that.
So, once.
No, let's just move on.
Once we need to go, once.
I don't want to go with y'all to training class, no way.
Fine. Well, it's good that you tell your truck, you tell your true feeling, but we're not here for that. We're here for the city of Gordon.
I'm here for the city of Gordon. That's why I don't want to waste money.
Of Gordon.
I don't need to go out here and hear
Okay,
so many
but you
people.
said, when I said
I've
here.
been to a bunch of meetings in, at the GMA thing, and 99% of it was for big cities like Atlanta. It had nothing to do with little bitty towns like Gordon. I mean, we don't have a lot of
See,
stuff
that's what
like
it
that.
is. We need to learn so we can know the rules of how running the city. Because we can't just run the city like we want to. And things have been said. And we asked for, you don't want us to go to class. And you're saying you don't want us to go to class.
I didn't say I didn't want you to go. I think it's a waste of money. You could all.
But we don't know. And then when we find out these things, we find it out from some, you won't tell us anything until it's right there or somebody else tell us. And then, but you still don't want us to go to class to try to educate ourselves.
What am I supposed to tell you?
Okay.
Well, let me say this.
I told you about the water deal.
We got time.
I told everybody about the water deal, and I was signing.
What did you say? About you were signing the report?
Yeah.
And you,
And
okay.
if everybody here would have kept their mouth shut, we would have never got it.
Okay, but then I turned around and I asked you, George, is you sure, do you have everything that you
I would have
supposed
told
to have?
you. Think I'm gonna
And I
sit
said
here and tell you
this
a
and
bald-faced
that.
lie?
And you told me you did.
Okay.
But you been going to training too, haven't you?
I went to one training. I've been going to training for 22 years.
You've been going to training for how long, George?
22 years.
Well, that was money spent.
That water training, 20 years.
Oh, well, listen, let me say this, and to reiterate, so that it can help us out. Training is what we need. Now, it may not be for some people, but it is for me. To be an effective mayor, to be able to cope and deal with what I have to deal with. I have training that's set aside for the mayor that none of you all will never attend because it's not designated for you as council members. So the thing of it is that whether it is important, I take everything we do as important. Whether to sit here and to be insulted, that's what we're not here for. We're here because we've been all elected as elected officials to respect, treat everybody right. So, George, I'll be the first to say if you felt that way, then the first thing you should do is come to me. And I don't have a problem getting it right with you.
I don't want to come to you.
Okay, well, that's fine. Let's leave it at that. We'll go on more further about discussing it.
I got it.
Because we're all elected.
I got
So at the
it.
moment, but would you please give me the amount of respect that I give you?
If I don't give you, I give you a whole lot more straight you give me. I come to you.
Okay, can we just close this conversation and Mayor, would you please just go on to the next thing?
I'll make the motion with it.
I just brought it to the attention that the mayor's over in their travel and employee education, and the council is over budget in their travel expenses of $4,000. The mayor's over $4,000 alone.
Well, we're gonna amend that budget to, with that $250,000 that's gonna take care of something.
The classes they've signed up for August are community and immediate relations and regional approaches to cooperation. And the only thing we budget for, and I've told them since they've got in here, is for mayor's day in January and GMA convention in Savannah each June. That's all we budgeted for.
Go ahead.
What's wrong with us, Mayor?
Nothing if it's something you really, really need.
I think it's something.
But it's over your budget, that was my concern.
Yeah, but we done went over our budget in a whole lot.
What was the title of that?
We went over
We're
70.
already 8,000 over, so I think that's something to care about.
And let me share that too, that, I believe 2014, let me say this, 2014, we only had allocated $5,000 for our attorney, but we paid him what? How much was that, 60 plus thousand? In the budget of 20, if we're gonna talk about over budgeting and such, that was how many times over? Council.
That's just my job to bring it to your attention. Now, y'all tell me what you want to do here tonight. I have not made a hotel reservation because we have been short money and I don't have to cut a check. We didn't have a credit card ready yet. In the past, some of the council have paid out all the money, let me reimburse them.
And so I do know that I've gone to training, and with this training that I've gone to, I'm looking for my money just like you all to be reimbursed. And this is something that I've done, and no one sits here and makes out what the mayor is going to budget for. I mean, when I say budget for, this is my time and my effort that I spent, and the mayor needs her money, just like you all need and want you all, I want mine. Now, when we did this, if I'm not mistaken, when at May 21st of 2014, our budget only was allocated for $5,000 for the city attorney. That, how much was that? Your total bill, Attorney Boone? I can recall it was 60+ thousand. Somewhere along that line, but it was budgeted for more than, but I'm just saying, that may not be correct, but it's, you know.
Don't say it's not correct.
Okay, well, I'm saying if memory serves me right. So I'll say that to say that with this being said, with training, and I'll go back and look at some of those invoices, training, I've got some right here. And I'll get to you. I've got some in here. Let me look at this. I've got some training records in here that others have gone to training, and all of a sudden it didn't become a problem until the mayor started. First it said the mayor refuses to go to training. Now it's saying the mayor goes to too much training. So which one is it? Now this is a conflict of interest. And it's in writing. The mayor refuses to go to training.
I thought we were talking about attorney fees.
No, I just highlighted that. But to say that the mayor goes to too much training, then turn around and say the mayor wants to spend all the money going up and down the road to train. Well, that's what it's for us to learn, so that we can better be able to operate and stay within the guidelines of training.
Ask your citizens if they think it's just been that relative.
Well, you all did it. I've got somewhere you went.
I went certainly.
But did you, but you said that it's
mandatory, I was.
It's not mandatory.
It was.
It doesn't have to be mandatory.
I had to have points.
Well, we get points when we go too.
No, you don't have
Look,
to
we're not going to address this like this now. Y'all stay with Professor Boyd.
The reason the mayor's invoice is not paid is because I think there's some ineligible charges on here.
You don't determine that.
It's my, I'm supposed to bring it to the attention of this council.
Well, you can bring it to the attention of the council. It don't matter to
There's
me.
2 charges on here for mileage, file EEOC complaints. I don't know if this
That is
council
not true.
ever telling her to file any EEOC complaints.
That is not true.
So I don't think this $228 is due to the mayor. If y'all disagree with me, please tell me tonight, and I will pay them.
That is not
They
true.
don't normally pay for personal things like that.
That is not true.
That is true, you gotta go.
Did you get the
I've got
gist of what
paperwork to
that
match
is
up
for?
the dates.
And I do too.
I
Go
got it
ahead,
right here.
Councilwoman.
That's all.
To cut some of this out, I think that we should take this into executive session.
You can't.
This is discussing someone's personal salary.
It's public information.
That's not a executive session.
You know, if we're gonna take it to that level, then, Attorney Boone, when you were up there in Jasper County, your travel reflected that.
Yes, ma'am. Mayor, can I address that?
I'm talking to, Attorney Boone.
Well, you said if you couldn't be heard, raise your hand, and if you feel disrespected, ask you. So I've done
Okay,
both.
all right, as long as it's within the guidelines of the.
Thank you. We addressed that very issue with the Georgia State Bar, and they said that was beyond the shadow of doubt a city expenditure, and it would be authorized to bill the city for that. Any additional incurred expenses on behalf of the city, the legal expenses were not decisions of the law firm, but were as a result of additional litigation and expenses incurred because of things that have not happened in the past. Also, Mr. Boone has saved the city a substantial amount of money by billing as much as he can at my time, which is less than half of his.
seen it. Let me say this. Now, when you say we, Councilman Edith,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
so glad he brought that out. And I want you to read this. It's in our charter. I'd like you to read that.
It's section 4.12, we did this last time. City attorney. However, this council is authorized.
You beat me to the draw.
Scott and Brady. Thank you.
Now, this council is hired. This council is hired, that's what he's saying. Y'all hired that firm.
Boone, Scotty, Boone, firm.
Okay, good, you're in violation of the charter.
No, ma'am.
4.2, 1, 2, it says.
Attorney is a firm, it doesn't have to be one person. We've always had Boone, Scotty, Boone, and they've had several attorneys in there.
Excuse me.
Service at all times.
At the entire time I've been here, I've never seen no one participate except Attorney Boone. Now, I could be wrong. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, the same would apply.
Excuse me, I'm talking, excuse me for interrupting. Attorney, I'm attorney again. Councilman Densley, who else is attended other than Attorney Boone, to your recognition?
Who else attended?
Yeah, as an attorney, from that law firm, since prior to his coming on board.
It's always been Boone, starting Boone.
No, I'm saying what, I know it's always been Boone's, but what individual attended the meeting that you recall? That's all I know too. I didn't know the other attorneys, but nevertheless, if y'all wanna go with that, you all are the council.
Boone's got his Boone. If he didn't have to.
Mr. Wynn,
You just looked this way and said y'all want to go that way.
I was looking that way, but, yes. All right, moving right along. Okay.
Like I said, y'all play over money.
I didn't get a chance. Go ahead.
If it don't come before council, whenever we go to class, I think whenever anybody gotta go to class on this council, I think it should come before the council.
It's only because it's over budget.
Yes, I think that,
Because before, you just had George to say he just went to class.
yeah, so it needs to
And
come
now
before
it
council
seems,
always.
it seems now that, see, that's where your division coming in at.
I went to
Because
class
now,
and you get to read.
because, okay. Yes, you went to class.
Excuse me, order.
But now that we have to go to class, you know,
It's because you're over budget, that's why we've been
What
trying
you
to
and
explain
Parker
this.
in the same class with me down there, one class over. Did I not go to the same class y'all did? Okay.
okay, but you went back to class before.
That was earlier in the year,
Yeah, but it went brought to city council.
and I paid my expenses, all except for the price of, for the
And you
class.
were reimbursed.
For the price of the class.
Right, well, you still reimbursed regardless, you were reimbursed.
I didn't spend too much money when we went to Savannah.
I ain't worried about
But I
it.
got it.
Now, prior to this, Mayor Turner never had this problem, you all. When he went, that was his business. And he went, and you all paid for it.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Excuse me,
Can I say something?
I'm not finished. When I finish, you can say something. Glad. Now, to single me out and to say that, that's not fair.
I haven't seen you do that.
I didn't say you did. I didn't say that you did. I didn't call George. So answer only when I call George. Thank you.
Don't tell me to answer.
Okay, now go ahead, you may proceed.
Why don't you just close your books and,
Stay with the meeting.
I am. Listen to what I'm
Thank
saying.
you.
Forget about everybody else in the past and deal with the future and the present, what we got going on right now, and work for the city.
I will.
Don't worry about what happened years ago, what Mayor Turner did, or what Joey Boone did 10 years ago.
Well,
worry about from here forward.
And I'm going to do that. But let me say this, in order to, lest we forget, if you forget where you come from, you're going to forget where you're going.
I didn't say forget where you came from.
I can't do it. I mean, it's too much out here, there's too much inconsistency. If I could come in and be treated the same way as he was, I wouldn't have a problem. I've not done anything. I've not had time to be in office to do anything. Yes. I won't go into that, that was prior to,
You won't go into it because you know it's a lie.
I'm with you 100%, George.
I mean,
Thank you. So,
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
Yes, sir, you had something to say?
Yeah, I have one observation, really, and that is when the council first voted on the audit, you had 6 council members was present, and you had 5 voted for the audit, and 1 voted against the audit. It is rumored that one person made a statement to another member, "You are a disgrace to the white race." Well, if that's not racist, I don't know what is. He also said, and I quote, "If I go to jail, you are going to go to jail also. So why you want to support it?" Those statements have never been put on the air, in the news, in the newspaper, in the Wilkinson Post. I'm wondering why. I spoke to Channel 41 about it, and their comment was, and I quote, "I understand, I was there, I heard it, I've it on tape, but from our vantage point, it is not newsworthy." And that will tell you exactly what I'm saying.
So now, Mr. Lew, what you are saying is that, I mean, when you first started, my question to you was, is this a figment of your imagination? But now you have stated on camera before the people and citizens in Gordon, in the state of Georgia, and for Eric Holder of the Department of Justice that also have a civil rights division that deals with racial issues, you making it unequivocally clear that somebody witnessed what was said, yet our newspapers have ignored or said that it was not newsworthy, when let me repeat, when in Lumpkin, Georgia, a white female city councilman allegedly referred to Mayor GIBSON, and I went and covered the story because I was called to that area, referred to him as a nigger. They told me, don't use the N-word, but call it what it is because we're at 2014. So you're saying what you just said can be substantiated and verified by certain individuals. Who else was there that saw or heard what you were saying?
I would say the mayor reported it, number one, at the meeting. Nobody.
Okay, so this was at a public meeting?
Yes.
City council meeting?
City council meeting. And that was not put in the minutes.
Wait a minute. You're saying that somebody is not putting the beef of the minutes in the minutes?
Amen. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Tawana Brown.
What's her name?
City clerk.
Go ahead. What's her name?
Her name is City Clerk Tawana Brown. I was there at that meeting when Mayor Lew discussed that. She said point blank that Tara Edie made the comment to City Council Member Smallwood.
Smallwood.
Exactly. Said that, well, you ought to just paint your face black. Now, if that's not a racist comment, I don't know what is. Do we want a person of that nature, of that character, being Mayor Pro Tem for us? Do we want that person to step up? Now, they got a good one, Mayor Lew. Now they're trying to put in, what? A disgrace. We support Mayor Lew. We support the mayor. We support the mayor.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
I'll make a motion that we approve the budget workshop minutes.
Another second.
I second.
Motion is made, second. Discussion. I have something I'd like to say about the budget workshop that we did here. I am very disappointed that the way some things have been happening in these councils. As I previously said, as a city council, as city officials, elected and non-elected, we are here for the betterment of the city of Gordon, for all the citizens of Gordon. First of all, we are a new government. Now, we'd like to talk about the budget.
When the subject of the budget came up at the last council meeting, everyone was present except for Councilman Dean, the clerk, lawyers, the mayor, and the council people. We set a date for a budget workshop. I have a problem with city officials not sharing important, critical information that concerns the citizens. All veteran council members, clerks, and lawyers could have reported to us the mayor and the newly elected that the city's board is a member of the regional commission. That commission do budgets, and they also do grants, the right grants. But no one told us. We didn't have any knowledge about doing a budget for the city, when we didn't have to go through this, because it could have been told to us. We were not informed that we were about being a member of this organization. And I want to thank the Wilkinson County Post for printing in the paper that the mayor did not know how to do budget. So we did not know about the budget. It was in September the 25th newspaper. I want to thank you all, because if you hadn't printed that in the paper, then a concerned citizen wouldn't have called me and told me and gave me information, which I confirmed it by calling the company. And they did confirm that they do budgets and that Gordon is a member of this. And I'd just like to say to the council, officials, and everybody here, let's just try to please work together. The Judge Reeves even told us to try to work together. We're gonna have to work together. One of us is not gonna fall. All of us is gonna fall. And we don't want to fail our city. And I just want to share that with everybody here and the council.
Any further discussion? Any additions? So what we'll agree to do is accept the minutes. Motion for minutes, second discussion. No one will move forward to executive session.
I would like to say that after not this past council meeting, but the one before, I came twice to City Hall to meet with you, was able to do that. I called 2 or 3 days to try to get in touch with you and could not. So I put on the agenda, which is what you said to do at the last city council meeting. So I'm wondering why I'm not on here to be heard, to ask questions.
Okay.
Because I had questions for you, but also I wanted to ask Mr. Terry.
That was a question that you asked, so I will answer your question. I returned your call twice, and I have a policy in place that it is just the way it is. So thank you very much.
You didn't call me twice, I talked to you.
Thank you. All right.
I talked to you, so can I ask my questions to the council?
We'll do that.
Can I ask you, Mr. Terry?
No, I'm not.
Can I ask now?
When we leave.
Okay.
All right, next we will now enter into executive session. No, we don't have the.
You said 4 people, and I filled out form.
Miss, I spoke with you, and you need to follow the policy as we spoke, and that's it. Thank you. Next.
Let me make a statement that I did fill out forms, and I was denied. She's not going to let me ask any questions or make a statement.
Next, we will now enter, I'm going to get a motion that we go into.
Nobody knows how I feel.
What's your name?
My name is Basil Liu.
Mr. Liu, as we stand here on the streets of Macon, Georgia, what is your take on Gordon or anything that you want to share with the voters in Gordon and in the state of Georgia?
I was amazed to find out that discrimination exists to the extent it does, as I find in Gordon right now. My first problem I have is they brought in a new mayor. She was elected to office. I was informed that it took her 2 months to get a charter. She took office on the 6th of January 2014, and before 3 weeks was out, on the 24th, as a matter of fact, of January, they had 4 EEOC complaints against her. But no, that's not the big part. My problem is, what complaints do they have? One, because they claim she discriminated against this policeman because the mayor spoke to a black employee.
Mm-hmm.
And I quote, if the mayor had to speak to a black employee, Sergeant Williams, why should that be a cause to bring a lawsuit against the mayor? You heard me right, yeah. Well, the next one is even a little better. Wright and Wright made a statement to cover their audit that they gave to the city. And part of that is, part of their comments were, the city clerk did not have the expertise to do our job properly. Well, because the mayor read that letter, that was a cause to bring a complaint against the mayor for creating a hostile environment. You heard me right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is not all. You have this man, he was not able to pass a test to do his job. You know, they all have to have a license to
certification
to do their job. This man did not have the proper certification, and because the mayor asked about it, that was enough to say that she created a hostile environment, and she was discriminating against him and against the white people. I mean, the logic of that I cannot understand. But, you know, it goes on like that. And I find if they're going in the news media,
mm-hmm.
as a headline news, front page news, people brought claims against the mayor, discrimination claims against the mayor for these things. So what is really right and what is really wrong in this city? I tell you, I do not know how the mayor could stand up under this kind of pressure. But I know there's got to be a change. If they want to move ahead, they have to change the attitude and their outlook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Liu, what do you think about a sitting council member, Terry Edie, if you don't mind, bringing up charges, I guess, and maybe a lawsuit, or possibly with maybe another council member against the very council and city for which they have took an oath to serve the interest and to save money and to keep these people money secure. How do you think, what's your opinion on that?
Well, you just have a look and see who is behind these claims, who is bringing these complaints. If the truth was told,
you say if the truth is told.
If the truth was told, some of these council members should be in jail right now. And I am repeating it. If the truth was told, some of these council members should be in jail right now. Secondly, some of them, they are supporting corruption, fraud, and injustices, and there should be some investigation into these occurrences. But nobody wants to even hear about it. But you know what happened?
Well, maybe nobody wants to hear about it, but do you not agree with me that they seem to definitely be on top of the mayor and making sure that she abide by the law? Why do you think that Attorney Boone, former Attorney Boone, who have served for such a long time, could sit in place as attorney without any letter of engagement or any contract with the city? What do you think about that?
No, you understand. Wait, who is bringing these charges? These people are so comfortable using the city, bleeding the city dry, and not caring about the man who is suffering. Many of the cheap people of Gordon will wake up this morning, want to find an extra $1 in the pocket and cannot find it. The children are hungry, the rent is not paid, the electricity not paid, and they don't care. Unemployment, 30%. They don't care. Then how can you survive? Now, every man is entitled to your certain privileges. And when your privilege is taken away from you, well, most people rebel. I am suggesting that these people in Gordon should better get their act together, or else when people get frustrated, you never can tell what they'll do. So for that, I tell you, get your act together, Gordon. Stop hiding behind a race card. Stop hiding behind corruption and do what is right. And I say to Governor Deal, you went to Quitman and you made a blunder of what really happened. Fortunately, the judge and the jury found Lulu Smart innocent of all the charges that you removed them from office with. Now, I hope they do the same thing in Gordon.
With that, my beautiful brother, I guess we'll close out. It's sad that we had to come to Macon, Georgia. We had something to do down here. You called me here. And once again, before I close, why is it that you will come and talk like you're doing now to me, but as well as the mayor just did, but yet when it comes down to other TV and radio and newspapers, you all seem to be distant? Why is it that you'll come to me? What's the problem, my brother? What's going on here?
I firmly believe that the news media is not a friend of the black man. And whatever they are putting up there is because they are controlled by certain people and certain ideology. That they cannot say what is right and what is wrong. They can say what is their agenda, and they try to make the agenda the standard. Okay. I'm saying to you that what shall it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Gordon, you are on the verge of losing your soul. And what are you going to tell God?
And on that note, I'm going to add this, and I want your response. Lula Smart case, the Quitman 10+2, she finally went to court after 4 years. And after she went to court, 30 to 40 charges was dropped against her, found not guilty of all these charges. And just like the audit with Mr. Basket, no news media was there. And at Lula Smart case, 19 days of court proceedings and no news media was there. So do you see any similarities? And just maybe what you said was true. Maybe somebody got their own agenda and their own ideology. Close us out with those remarks, my brother.
Yes, well, I can say, I repeat what I said to you. Tomorrow, many of you may not see the sunrise. Some of you listening to me right now will die. And what are you going to tell God? You may be sick on your bed now. I tell you, let your conscience be your guide, because God will always remember what you did on earth. And he will always render unto you what you, as a man sow it, that shall he also reap. And it doesn't stop there. Whatever you have done on earth here today will affect your children yet unborn. So, curses, I promise you, God is in charge and he will render unto you just what you render to others. As a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Galatians 6 and 7, for God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sowed, that shall he also reap.
Thank you, Jesus.
As it is written, so shall it be done.
Thank you,
That was a
Jesus.
white European apostle Paul.
Thank you.
Saul before his name was changed to the Galatians.
Thank you.
Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press. I'm George Boston Rhymes, and I do what I do because it must be done. Under our form of government, if we just sit back, imitate, duplicate, and placate the great words that preceded us, then we will lose this republic, and our nation will go down in ruin as ancient Rome. Thank you, my beautiful brother, a black African-American man that is willing and able to stand your own ground and speak truth to power. Thank you, Baba. I will go.
God bless.
P-A-M-E-L-A.
You can keep it. And, oh yeah, Reese.
Last name Reeves, R-E-A-V-E-S.
Wait, excuse me. This direction. Turn around this way.
Thank you, man. All right, so what did you want to say?
I want to say the attorney, boom. If he's so against the mayor, why would he want to work with her? There's no support there. Why would you want that job? You're working with the concerned citizen. All of us are concerned citizens. We are here for the upbuild of Gordon, Georgia. Not discrimination or racism. Why would you want to work with somebody and you are against that person? He resigned, but why do he want his job back? He's with the concerned citizen. That does not make any sense at all.
Okay, and you're the mayor's sister, correct?
Yes.
Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Do you think that maybe this has something to do with the audit?
Of course, yes, I think so. I know so. Who wouldn't want a clean slate coming in?
I'm not the mad black woman.
If I went into a new business and it was previously owned or mayor or preacher, anybody for that nature, wouldn't you want to know a report, a clean slate, or what the finance look like? You can't do anything without the finance being in place. So why not an audit? It's ridiculous. Something as simple as an audit.
But one other thing, why do you think they find the worst pictures to put in the Wilkinson County Post of the mayor?
Anything to make the mayor look bad, and of course me to look bad also. They do me the same way. The worst picture, to me it just seemed like they're about chaos, not helping the people and not for the people.
All right, thank you very much. What's your name once again?
Pamela Reed.
Thank you so much. The Ghetto Free
Thank
Press.
you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Etheridge was hoping to hear from Mayor Whippleloo, but he says her being a no-show speaks volumes.
She's got no interest in the people in general, and apparently just takes everything for granted. And she thinks she has her constituents who elect her, and she's not worried about anybody else.
I went to Whippleloo's house after the forum to give her a chance to respond. It appeared that no one was home, so I gave her a call.
I'm sorry.
She didn't answer. In Gordon, Justin McDuffie, 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News.
Mayor Whippleloo has ignored multiple requests from 13 WMAZ for an interview during this campaign season.
And the problem we've been having for years, is not accountability, is that so many of us are asked to sign a check by the clerk, and when you sign the check, everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign. And the problem we've been having for years, is not accountability, is that so many of us are asked to sign a check by the clerk, and when you sign the check, everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign.
Mayor Whippleloo has ignored multiple requests from 13 WMAZ for an interview during this campaign season. Candidates for City Council and Mayor in Gordon had a chance to sound off to voters at a forum Monday night. Justin McDuffie tells us one person many wanted to hear from, however, was a no-show.
Dozens filled the City Hall Annex in Gordon to hear from possible future leaders. Conrad Etheridge was one of them.
You heard some of the candidates saying they had some ideas of where they can make things go better.
Candidates fielded questions from voters about a variety of topics, from the water system to the budget.
The city has overspent the budget by approximately 30% each year, 4 years consecutively, without addressing the issues of revenue or expenditures. Some of it may be that managing the budget is difficult. The mayor is, by charter, responsible for the budget and managing the budget.
That's Kenneth Turner. He's running against the current mayor, Mary Ann Whippleloo. One of his top priorities is bringing the community back together.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
And we know who stood in the way of her getting that forensic audit. We know who stood against the late finance chair, Terry Reese, who said he did not trust Attorney Boone, who said there was a need for a forensic audit to get a handle on the finances of Gordon, because a city of Gordon with less than 3,000 people should not have 19 banking accounts. He said he did not know how much money was in the accounts, and he demanded that the crooks be behind bars. He said that to me and others, that I want to see those crooks in jail. Now, as far as former Mayor Turner speaking about no racism, no race problems in the city of Gordon, well, I will not address that, but I will say to WMAZ, where have you been, TV station? I have it all documented, and I am willing to stand before any news media from Atlanta to the Florida line to refute everything that is said in that video. Now, let me pause, because I do have the historic mayor, Mary Ann Whippleloo, on the line. Mayor, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm wonderful. And yourself?
I'm outstanding. I'm outstanding. What I would like to do, Mayor, is that I was outraged. I received a call from a citizen in Gordon, and they told me what the TV station had said. And so, are you still with me?
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell me, they played off in terms of why you was not at this meeting that was at the political forum. So just tell me what happened that I may not know about, and what the people would not know, because they are going to believe what the TV station said. Just tell us your story.
Well, George, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to respond to that question. What happened on the evening yesterday regarding that forum, I received an email from Donna Asbell, who is the Gordon Better Hometown manager, requesting that a candidate forum for all the candidates for October 30th, 2017. And I received that email from her on October 11th, 2017 at 6:18 p.m. and stating that they would be inviting all the candidates to participate in that forum. Well, I kind of responded to her on October 17th, saying, "Good morning, Donna. Thank you for inviting me to the candidate forum. Unfortunately, and due to a prior commitment, I will not be able to attend." Well, as you know, in the TV stated, Channel 13, that they tried to reach me and could not reach me. And as I stated, they were never told that I responded to her email stating that I would not be available and that I had a prior commitment on that date. The news media nor others concerned were never told this, George.
Well, why do you think they would deliberately do this, Mayor?
Intentionally to defame my character.
Well, what I
as usual, I mean, this has been ongoing, as you stated in your, in the conversation just a few minutes ago. but this has all been pre-planned ever since the request for the council voted to have a forensic audit done. All hell on the other side of heaven broke loose.
Mayor, why do you think, I think it was the same people that they interviewed on that TV station, are they not the people who have fought you from step one? Can you explain a little bit on what has Mayor Pro Tem Terry Edith done, and what has Etheridge done? Give me a little synopsis on all those people that I saw tonight on Channel 13 TV station. Undoubtedly, Channel 13 just don't understand what's been going on.
I'm sure they've been watching it as well, George, but to be blindsided, I can't say that they are because all of this is out there. You've placed it on the website, and even though the blind man may not can see, but at least he can hear it enough to know that there's enough information out there. This is nothing, no more than that group of the concerned citizens.
Okay, so I see you a conservative in not criticizing anyone, and I appreciate that. I really do, Madam Mayor. But I will say that Terry Edie, I have it documented on video, his opposition to you. I have Councilman Densley in opposition to you. I have Wynn in opposition to you. I have a former one who was there. I can't think of his name now. All those were against you. And the people on the street speak about the Gordon Coalition. And they say it's a group of people who fought you at every level. And that's what I saw on Channel 13 WMAZ TV station. And to me, for a news media to put that type of information out to the general public right before an election is cause and concern for, in my most humble opinion, who have covered 18 to 35 cities in the state of Georgia with likewise problem that has gone unaddressed, need to call the Secretary of State, Brian P. Kemp, that's dealing with the Board of Elections, as well as the governor of the state of Georgia, as well as Attorney General Sam Olens, to look into what has been going on in Gordon, because this very well could, Mayor, be a deciding factor in your mayoral race. And I just believe that somebody may need to call for some assistance from state level, if not the federal government.
Absolutely. I'm in total agreement. And as you know, the media itself, all of the local stations here, I will call their names, Channel 24, Channel 41, Channel 13, they've been very biased since the beginnings.
Now, Mayor, in Channel 13 article, somebody called me for Gordon. Madam Mayor, you didn't call me, did you, tonight? Not concerning this issue, did you?
No, I did not.
Somebody called me from Gordon, and they said to me, go to that TV station and George and watch how they lied on that TV station. And that
Mayor Whippleloo has ignored multiple requests from 13 WMAZ for an interview during this campaign season. Candidates for City Council and Mayor in Gordon had a chance to sound off to voters at a forum Monday night. Justin McDuffie tells us one person many wanted to hear from, however, was a no-show.
And they told me what the TV station had said. And so, are you still with me?
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell me, they played off in terms of why you was not at this meeting that was at the political forum. So just tell me what happened that I may not know about, and what the people will not know, because they are going to believe what the TV station said. Just tell us your story.
Well, George, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to respond to that question. What happened on the evening yesterday regarding that forum, I received an email from Donna Asbell, who is the Gordon Better Hometown manager, requesting that a candidate forum for all the candidates for October 30th, 2017. And I received that email from her on October 11th, 2017 at 6:18 p.m. and stating that they would be inviting all the candidates to participate in that forum. Well, I kind of responded to her on October 17th, saying, good morning, Donna. Thank you for inviting me to the candidate board. Unfortunately, and due to a prior commitment, I will not be able to attend. Well, as you know, in the TV stated, Channel 13, that they tried to reach me and could not reach me. And as I stated, they were never told that I responded to her email stating that I would not be available and that I had a prior commitment on that date. The news media nor others concerned were never told this, George.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Well, why do you think they would deliberately do this, Mayor?
Intentionally to defame my character.
Mayor Whipplew has ignored multiple requests from 13 WMAZ for an interview during this campaign season. Mayor Whipplew has ignored multiple requests from 13 WMAZ for an interview during this campaign season.
This is the Get to Free Press, and we report what others ignore. This is your First Amendment right to know without whiteouts from a controlled news media whiteout network. And we are located in Valdosta, Georgia, and we are here to inform, educate, and persuade if necessary. Always keep that in mind. Moreover, I want to say to you that as a community, state, nation, and world, we are not who we claim to be, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And if we are a liar, time will tell. And if we are a racist or a hater, time will tell. And our righteous and holy God already know. So you are only fooling yourselves. Again, the Ghetto Free Press. I'm George Foster Rhines.